Oh, good.
Thank you. Okay. Good evening. Welcome and thank you for being with us tonight for the candidate forum for the Alameda County Board of Supervisors District 2. I am Helen Rueda of the League of Women Voters, Eden area. We thank our league members, volunteers, neighboring leagues, and the Alameda County Council of the League of Women Voters. This forum is co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters, Fremont, Newark, Union City. The League of Women Voters is a trusted membership organization that encourages informed and active participation in government. We do not endorse or oppose candidates or political parties. For decades, we have offered fair and balanced candidate forums. The League participates in advocacy and voter education. The advocacy arm of the League may take positions on issues such as ballot measures. This forum is presented by the Education League arm of the League. I'd like to remind everyone that all the candidates have all agreed to participate under the ground rules set for this forum. The League is very proud of their history of civil discourse and nonpartisan forums. This is an educational event, not a debate. Before we get started, there are some details to review that will help you interact with this session.
Stop.
Please mute your phone, thank you. Before we get started, I'll give little reminders if I need to. Before we get started, there are some details to review that'll help you interact with the session. Microphones are muted for everyone except the candidates and the moderator. Video images will show the candidates and the moderator. Candidates will stay on screen for the entire forum and will mute until it is their turn to speak. Chat has been turned off for the attendees. We are recording this forum and it will be posted to the YouTube channel LWV Eden area for the broader community to access. We have one forum to present in this session tonight. This will be for the position of member of the Alameda County Board of Supervisors, District 2. There are 3 candidates running for this elected office. All 3 of the candidates have agreed to participate. We will be handling questions for the candidates in the following manner. Questions for this forum have been solicited in advance from the community and from our local leagues. We have screened the questions to ensure that they are fair and unbiased and to avoid duplication and anything inappropriate. The order of answering the questions will alternate and each candidate will have 1 minute to respond to each question. The chat function will not be active during this forum. Please keep an eye on the timer screen. The clock will signal the candidates of their remaining time and when their time is up. As moderator, I may verbally give prompts as well. Remember that if you go over, I will remind you, I will attempt to allow you to finish your sentence, but then we'll ask you to stop or advise that time is up. If you violate the ground rules, you can be prevented from answering future questions, be muted, or removed from the forum. There will be no separate rebuttals. Following the questions, each candidate will have 2 minutes for a closing statement. The order of the candidates has been randomly assigned. We will be beginning the 2-minute opening statements with candidate Marquez, then candidate Marfatia, and then candidate Ames. So at this time, we'd like to start with the 2-minute opening statements. And we are starting, as I said, with candidate Marquez.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I want to thank the League of Women Voters for upholding our democracy and educating our electorate. My name is Elisa Marquez, and I am your Alameda County Board of Supervisor representing District 2. I've been in this position for 3 years, 1 month, and 3 days, and I'm very proud of what I've been able to accomplish collectively with my team. District 2 staff is extremely diverse, and everyone on my team deeply cares about the community. Some of the highlights of the things we've accomplished in a very short period of time is I worked tirelessly. I led the coalition to save St. Rose Hospital from closing. I did not do that work alone. I did that in partnership with patients, local leaders, and other elected officials. And we were successful in having St. Rose Hospital affiliate with Alameda Health System in November of 2024. That saved the only emergency room in the city of Hayward. If the hospital would have closed, it would have had a regional impact to other surrounding hospitals. So it has been my number one priority to strengthen the healthcare ecosystem. I'm also happy to report that on April 9th, we had a press release to announce a partnership further strengthening investment and protecting St. Rose Hospital. We announced a relationship with Stanford Health. I'm also very proud of the work my team has done to address racial injustice by launching the Russell City Redress Fund. I'm also on the chair of public protection. I've been able to work closely with the sheriff, behavioral health, and all system partners to improve outcomes at Santa Rita Jail. We've had 2 years of zero suicides. We've invested in apprenticeship program. People are leaving Santa Rita Jail with jobs, with educational certifications. We've increased funding and services and programming for the women in custody. And as the chair of public protection, I've worked with system partners to increase medical care, mental health, behavioral health, and programming for our young people at juvenile hall. And I'm also.
Your time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we will go now on to candidate Marfatia. 2 minutes, an introductory statement.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rohan Marfatia, and I'm running for District 2 Alameda County Supervisor. Thank you so much to the League for organizing the forum. My campaign is about safer neighborhoods, real solutions, and honest government. It's time the county government did more for the citizens, and there are inherent issues. We spoke about St. Rose, but at what cost, right? The Alameda Health System is about 50 million under, and the cash is projected to hit zero unless something is done by June 2026, right? So it's a dire situation, and we need to have a supervisor not just for Hayward, but across Hayward, Fremont, Newark, Union City, and our unincorporated neighborhoods. So we need to have fiscal prudence and we need to have smart solutions. Measure W has been a fiasco. There are almost 10,000 people homeless, unhoused on the streets. We collected almost $1 billion in taxes, right? It was marketed as a general tax, and the funding has been allocated towards pet measures of the incumbents, whether it is ICE or whether it is violence prevention, and whereas the unhoused population keeps on rising. So, public safety, homelessness, we need real solutions. I want to focus on prevention first. I want to have more permanent exits from homelessness. And then the number one campaign issue which I have, which I'm running on, is transparency and accountability. The county does have resources, but the problem is with implementation, as we have seen, which the botched implementations under the incumbent over the past 3 years. Economic security and future of work. There are tons of layoffs happening. Families across District 2 are facing pressure from rising costs, layoffs, and rapid technological change. I'll push for faster county response when layoffs hit. I'll push for workforce training tied to real jobs and AI skills, and I'll push for responsible AI standards in county government. Thank you very much.
Thank you, candidate Marfay. Introductory statement, candidate Ames.
Thank you. I'm Liz Ames, running for Alameda County Supervisor. Having spent 8 years as your BART director as an elected official and as a licensed civil engineer working in local government for nearly 30 years, I believe I have the knowledge and experience to lead the county. My focus in all of those areas, as a elected official, and then as a working with the city, my focus has been like public safety and health, transportation, infrastructure management, community development, and fiscal management. Those are kind of the backbone issues or attributes I have to facilitate governance. And when I look at the county, my top priorities are public safety. That's number one. Alameda County has the highest overall crime rate in the state and the highest crime rate for property crimes. And I would like to deploy a task force involving the Justice Department and law enforcement and other agencies to attack organized crime. The second issue would be economic development. So their jobs are really remaining flat in manufacturing. They've stayed the same for 3 years. They haven't grown. And to attract employers and also workforce, you need to have apprenticeship programs. So the apprenticeship programs are really happening in Fremont. Fremont's a big manufacturing center. And when the importance of having jobs and employers is that creates revenues. And the revenues basically support county services. And we know that we're running deficits of $100 million a year for the next 5 years. And because of that, it's going to exacerbate because, you've got the cuts coming in from the federal government, cuts to Medicaid, Medicare.
Thank you. Your time is up.
Okay.
James, thank you. Okay, so thank you very much for your opening statements, everyone. Now we will proceed on to the questions. There will be 14 questions. We'll start first time candidate Marquez will take the first question, the second candidate Marfatia will, and then third candidate Ames. So you'll see it'll be a pattern as we go along. So for our first question, everyone will have an opportunity, of course, to answer the questions. Candidate Marquez, what do you view as the role and responsibilities of a board member, and how do your skills and qualifications enable you to be a good fit to serve? And if I could ask timer, these are 1-minute questions. I apologize. Thank you so much. Okay.
So in order to be an effective supervisor, which I have been in the last 3 years, is you have to have strong relationships. I have solid relationships with every mayor, every city manager in my district. That includes Fremont, Union City, Newark, and Hayward, as well as regional bodies. I have an excellent relationship with my colleagues. You need to know how to have tough conversations. You have to do your due diligence and come prepared to meetings. And it is really about the policy work at the county level, adopting the budget and protecting the safety net, the core services to serve low-income, vulnerable residents, specifically our immigrant and refugee community members that are 1 in 3 residents. District 2 has the highest rate of foreign-born residents at 45.9%. So it is my responsibility as a supervisor to make sure their needs are met because the federal government in this fascist regime is cutting our safety net. So as a supervisor, it is my responsibility to ensure that we are meeting the basic needs when it comes to food and shelter. And I've been able to advocate effectively in those policies.
Thank you. Thank you. The time's up. Okay. Thank you for that. Candidate Marfatia, same question. What do you view as the role and responsibilities of a board member, and how do your skills and qualifications enable you to be a good fit to serve?
The Alameda County Board manages a $5 billion budget. We need someone who has grassroots connect, not just relationships with mayors and staff. We can't tout that the federal government is acting in a way wherein we ourselves are to blame, we as in the county. We are not doing enough, right? So we cannot cite the blame to the federal government for our own inefficiencies. So my job as the new supervisor would be to ensure that the budget is balanced, the operations, right? The implementation is not botched up, and we'll ensure that the resources are implemented correctly. I've worked with companies like AT&T, with British Telecom, for billion-dollar plus transformation programs. I've worked on smart cities, so I know how to get things done on time and on budget. Not programs which are like the Measure W, which are raising billions of dollars, but we have only spent about 150 odd, and 700 million are lying idle after years, right? So this is what I'll bring to the table. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Candidate Ames, the same question. What do you view as the role and responsibilities of a board member, and how do your skills and qualifications enable you to be a good fit to serve?
I think the most important role is we have a fiduciary responsibility This involves looking at the budget, making sure there are policies and procedures and projects that really align with not only the budget that we have facing us today. Right now, we have deficits facing for the next 5 years, 100 million each year. It could increase. So when I look at this experience that I have, I've been doing this at BART for the last 8 years. And what I normally do is I challenge the BART staff, I challenge the management, and I try to get the best solution possible given the deficits. So my qualifications would be that right now, because we have a deficit, I would be asking for audits, third-party audits, performance audits of all the departments to make them more efficient. I would ask for extensive organizational charts all the way down to the last person and try to align services to make it more efficient and effective so we can respond appropriately to our customers.
Thank you. Okay, question 2. We are going to start with candidate Marfatia. Please share how your knowledge, skills, and previous experience makes you the best qualified candidate.
Thank you for the question. So last year, I worked at the central level. I was one of the 7 chosen people across the state of California representing a $1.5 trillion industry, advocating for benefits and changes. So, for example, repeal of Section 1071, 100% expensing, and these got approved by Congress as a part of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. So I was in Capitol Hill meeting senators and congressmen, and we got this thing done, which directly helped California businesses, almost 180 plus businesses, which have about $200 billion of annual revenue. I've worked with advocating different programs at the city level. During COVID, I worked on the CIP program for advocating for more play areas. I have experience of managing budget and delivering on time, on price delivery, and that is what I'll bring to the table. And I've done that, like I mentioned previously, with large companies on billion-dollar plus transformation programs. So that is what I'm bringing to the table as
Okay,
my prior
your
experience.
time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, candidate Ames, the same question. Please share how your knowledge, skills, and previous experience makes you the best qualified candidate.
Thank you. Yes, I've had decades of experience working with various departments. I work with police, fire, planning, public works. I could go on. I mean, even with the BART agency, I meet with the actual departments and find out what their issues are and how we could come up with solutions. So I usually work with the staff quite often. I don't do a lot of politicking. I actually work hand in hand with the staff because I was staff. I feel I have an intimate knowledge of how to get solutions to fruition. So to me, obviously I'm an engineer, so I do, projects from feasibility to construction. And I have done projects, large projects, transportation projects, and within budget. But in this case with the county, because they have so many issues, I think that the way I would handle this is I have 3 tenets. It's like public safety, economic development, and financial management. Those 3 categories really resonate with me because we can
Okay,
tackle.
the time is up, please.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, candidate Marquez, same question. Please share how your knowledge, skills, and previous experience makes you the best qualified candidate.
I've been an elected official since 2016. I was appointed in 2014 to the Hayward City Council. Prior to that, I had 10 years of experience on the Planning Commission, Human Services Commission. So I've been working in community since I was a young adult, and I've been an effective community member in terms of bringing all stakeholders to help problem solve. I'm really effective at finding consensus, also asking the hard questions, doing my due diligence, and making sure that I'm listening to the needs of the community. The county is responsible for safety net services. It is not a business. And the state and federal government is 2/3 of our budget. So absolutely everything that they do directly impacts us. So in order to be an effective leader, you have to care, you have to understand what safety net services are. You have to come from a place of lived experience, not privilege. That is the role of the supervisor. And I've been able to effectively demonstrate that in every city within District 2. Every city within District 2 has their unique traits. And
Time is up. Thank you. Okay, question 3, we're going to start with candidate Ames in the rotation. So each board member has 1 vote, and it takes a majority vote to take action. How do you see your approach, skills, and expertise assisting you in building a collaborative board and staff?
Thank you. Yes, it's very difficult to get consensus the first time if you're proposing significant changes. I had this issue at the BART board. In my experience, I wanted to propose fare gates, for example, a 5-year capital plan. I couldn't get consensus with that, but eventually I did an op-ed piece to the press, and then the public spoke out and said they want the fare gates, and it became a BART priority, a board priority. So when you're trying to make a significant changes, say for the healthcare system, you propose changes. I would get this information from, my research and staff, and I would propose changes. And I don't anticipate getting a consensus right away, but eventually the change does happen. And it's hard to turn people's minds into a new direction unless you provide information and have repeated discussions. It's almost like having, debates before you actually have board action. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we move on to candidate Marquez to answer this question next. Each board member has 1 vote. It takes a majority vote to take action. How do you see your approach, skills, and expertise assisting you in building a collaborative board and staff?
Number 1, it's my work ethic, it's my integrity, and it's my ability to be an excellent listener. So majority vote is 3 votes. For any appropriations, it's 4/5. Any initiative that I've led, I've been successful in securing unanimous votes. All 5 board members agreeing with the position that I've taken or the areas that I've led. And that is because of the relationships that I've built. I listen to the things that they care about, and I do my best to incorporate their thoughts and their concerns into the legislation that I've advanced.
Okay, thank you. Okay, same question, candidate Marfatia. How do you see your approach, skills, and expertise assisting you in building a collaborative board and staff?
I've always been a consensus builder, and it takes data, it takes technology, and it takes common sense to build that consensus. Case in point, right? Supervisor Marquez basically voted no on flock safety cameras. That was a disaster, right? She stated that I get the value of this when it comes to search and rescue, but she voted no.
Excuse me.
So
Excuse me.
that particular
Point of
vote,
order.
Excuse
the
me.
motion
Stop.
got
Everybody
passed
stop.
Okay,
3 to
stop.
2.
He's been attacking me.
And
Stop,
Me.
stop.
He's been attacking
Stop.
me.
Okay,
Everybody stop. That's a violation of the rules, is to attack another candidate.
He's done it
You
like
can
4
talk
times.
about what you're going to do, but you cannot talk about, how you're mad what she did. So we're going to I'm going to turn it back over to Helen. Thank you.
That's
okay.
please.
Where
He's
did the
4
clock
times.
stop, timer?
so my point was simple.
It's
It
not
takes
it's not
consensus
from a
building.
full minute. Yeah.
Yeah. So if
So
I can just complete consensus building, data-driven solutions, technology, and
It's
common sense
25
approach is
seconds.
what I
I'll put
would
it on
use
stop.
to build the consensus amongst
Okay.
the board.
Can that
Okay.
be his final warning? He's attacked me at least 4 times.
I'm going to
Where did you get that 4 number from?
So okay,
Supervisor
we're not
Marquez?
going to have this. We will mute you. We will ask you to remove from the forum if there is any. This is a civil. I think everyone here signed in agreement to that. So there will be no attacking of the other candidates here on the forum.
This was a practical
Thank you.
nuance.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Question number 4. Candidate Marquez will go first. I'm not going to repeat this one because it's very short. So I won't repeat for the other. What are your budget priorities? What are your budget priorities?
Number one budget priority is we have to analyze the impacts of HR 1. We know that it's going to impact Medi-Cal, Alameda Health System, CalFresh. So we have to look at what additional funding we have. We are very fortunate in this county that we do have Measure W to do some of that backfilling. So my priorities is to minimize the harm. We're also facing a significant cut from state legislation Proposition 1 at $43 million. I want us to have a transitional plan to minimize the dollars that are going to be lost in intervention and preventative services. So my priorities are to look at every dollar, conduct an analysis, and see if we can tap into. We have some reserves through Measure W. We also have other reserve funding that I think we are now at a critical time where we do have to look at using some of those funding to ease the pain and the hurt that is being caused by this federal administration. It is not the counties doing, it is the federal government that is gutting our safety net.
Thank you. Okay, same question. Candidate Marfatea, what are your budget priorities?
So my budget priorities are simple. I want to ensure transparency. I want to ensure every dollar gets accounted for across public safety, homelessness prevention, economic security, future of work. And I want to ensure that every dollar which is spent is going towards the right cause. We don't have a problem with resources. The county has plenty of resources. The problem has been implementing the resources. And that is what I intend to fix. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Candidate Ames, same question. Budget priorities.
Thank you. Yeah. I would focus number one on public safety, and that covers a big umbrella. It's not just solving organized crime because we have the highest crime rate in the state. But it would be to enhance wildfire prevention programs to reduce the fuel underneath in our open spaces. It would be safe and clean streets. We're increasing our vehicle volume in our roadways. People are dying on our roadways and vehicles, and also pedestrians and cyclists. And then my other priority is economic development. Again, we're trying to raise revenues to pay for services. We're under strain given the constraints we have, the issues coming down. We're going to need to provide a bigger safety net. So we need more revenues to come in. And that's through economic development and job creation. And then back to financial management. Again, I would go back to trying to realign services for the healthcare system so you can free up some funds and do mobile units to the folks that need help. They don't need to go to ER, which is $3,500 a month.
Time is up. Thank you,
Thank you.
Okay, question number 5. Candidate Marfatea goes first on this one. Are you committed to professional development to enhance your personal growth as an elected official?
Absolutely. So my career has been throughout. I have an MBA from Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri. I have an undergrad in engineering, and I've lived across countries and cultures. And throughout my career experience, every year, I've participated in professional growth, taken a certification or two. Most recently, I got the Emerging Technology Professional Certification from California Science and Technology University. So I know how AI works, I know how technology works, and I'm committed to reskilling, upskilling myself continuously over time. So I stand committed to that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Same question, Candidate Ames. Are you committed to professional development to enhance your personal growth as an elected official?
Well, yes, everybody's interested in professional development. I think that's pretty obvious. And we get our ethics training, and we try, we have to be transparent and ethical. And as an elected official, we have a higher standard of ethics, I believe. But, related to, growth, I feel like I have really grown with, as an elected official because, the BART challenges and what we're facing. And it's really almost like on the job training, frankly, because every agency is different. I have a lot of government experience with local government. And I think every time you're faced with a challenge, you have to learn the other fields to figure out how to solve the problem. So to me, professional development is also, immersing yourself in the issue at hand and then trying to understand how to solve the problem. So therefore, it's not really a certificate. It's more like, trying to get to a potential solution that works to fix like the healthcare system, which is why I would like to get an audit to see the recommendations.
Okay, thank you. Your time is
Thank
up.
you.
Okay, same question, candidate Marquez. What can the county board do to continue? Oh, I'm sorry.
Changing
Are
it.
you committed to the professional development to enhance your personal growth as an elected official? I beg your pardon.
It's okay. Yes, absolutely. I believe strongly in professional development. My policy team and I attended Policy Insights training in Sacramento 2 weeks ago. I just sent an email to my entire team. HR has a list of trainings, project management, public speaking, meeting facilitation. So it's something I'm definitely constantly investing in myself as well as my team. I have never been behind in my ethic or sexual harassment training that's required biannually. So it's something I think we should all be doing, and we all can learn from other leaders in the space, as well as from even high school students. I do a lot of engagement with young people, and I've gained a lot of knowledge from them as well. So I'm always open and willing to learn new skills and just expand my skill set. So definitely think that is time well used, well spent.
Thank you. Okay, question number 6, we will be starting with candidate Ames. And the question is, what can the county board do or continue to do to increase the availability of affordable housing?
Okay, that's a tough question. So to increase affordable housing, I mean, I'm a big proponent of trying to work with Housing and Community Development, the State Department, to try to get more subsidies for the missing middle. This is the middle income and affordable income families. So there's no missing middle, which is average income between 80% and 120%. There's actually no incentives for that at all. It's just affordable. So I feel like we have a gap of housing need. This is the working class. And on top of that, I would say the middle class. And then of course the working class is the affordable housing folks. So to try to get that kind of funding, I work with HCD. I've really tried to have them put the constraints on cities that are not building their housing. So I would often pick on San Francisco. Now they got audited by HCD and they have to build 82,000 homes in 8 years because there's a lot of cities that are job rich and don't build housing. So I focused on policy on that level. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, candidate Marquez, the same question. What can the county board do or continue to do to increase the availability of affordable housing?
So since I was on the Planning Commission in Hayward, I've been a champion for the 3 Ps to protect, preserve, and produce affordable housing. I led those efforts in the city of Hayward. Many of the ordinances we have in place in the city of Hayward, we are now adopting at the county level, and surrounding communities are adopting the work that we started in the city of Hayward. Alameda County has produced over 10,000 housing units since 1996. The last bulk of housing was due to the Regional Housing Bond Measure A1. Tomorrow, I'm going to be at a wall rising ceremony in Union City where the county is investing over $11 million in 81 units of affordable housing. I've attended numerous ribbon cutting ceremonies in the city of Fremont. I'm attending one Newark later this month. Every city in my district is doing their part with the support of funding from Alameda County. And we are addressing the missing middle. We just secured $11 million in shift funding to increase that middle housing. We've done a lot about affordable housing, but we need to do more with the middle range. And we are addressing that at the county level.
Thank you. Okay, same question. Candidate Marfatia, what can the county board do or continue to do to increase the availability of affordable housing?
No, thank you. So I think we need to ensure that we meet our state issued housing targets. It comes down to, again, data-driven solutions. What is the data telling us? And partnerships, right? Partnerships with nonprofits, ensuring that we are talking to the right teams, the right departments, the right agencies, collaborating with everyone to meet our affordable housing goals and leverage new legislation as well. Things like SB4, AB 976, and whatnot. So the collaborations are the key, data-driven solutions are the key, leveraging the new legislations and partnerships with nonprofits, neighboring cities, cities within the county, and private companies to create some innovative solutions would be my take on this. Thank you. But complex topic.
Thank you. Okay, question number 7. We will be starting with candidate Marquez. The question is, the Board of Supervisors is working on implementing AB 1185. What are your priorities for the selection of the new Sheriff Oversight Board and for the Oversight Board itself?
So number one, I'm leading this work. This is under the Reimagine Adult Justice Initiative that was led by the late Supervisor Richard Valle. I've picked up that baton after his passing. We have gone through a first reading of the ordinance. We are currently in negotiations with our labor groups. Everything we do in the county impacts our labor groups, and we have to be at the table to meet and confer when there's going to be any changes in the scope of their work. So those conversations are continuing. Once we have feedback from those discussions, we will look at next steps, but there's also been changes in state legislation. I am closely tracking this. I'm the one that asked our HR director about a month and a half ago to give a public update to the community, and I will be doing that again in the summer. So this is one of the priorities in my office. And once we advance the work and we get to a second reading into implementation, that's when we'll be able to clearly identify each position. And to me, this isn't about our current sheriff. This is about the long-term sustainability of the department.
Thank you. Okay, question number 7, candidate Marfatia. The Board of Supervisors is working on implementing AB 1185. What are your priorities for the selection of the new Sheriff Oversight Board and for the Oversight Board itself?
No, my general statement on this would be we need transparent county government, right? So taxpayers need to have a clear view of what's working. AB 1185, I believe, provides the legal framework for this by allowing the board to create the oversight bodies. I believe in results, right? So I have a result-oriented oversight approach, and we need to ensure that we should be judged by results. So I would support the oversight powers to ensure the sheriff's office is meeting specific safety and budgetary benchmarks rather than just fulfilling a political mandate. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate Ames. The Board of Supervisors is working on implementing AB 1185. What are your priorities for the selection of the new Sheriff Oversight Board and for the Oversight Board itself?
I think it's important, obviously, to have like an inspector general and oversight board, and many departments, including the sheriff's office. I think the important piece of an oversight board is not just getting the information, but you're actually trying to provide fairness. And fairness means is the sheriff's office doing justice for both the victims and also for the other side, the police, the sheriff's office. So you look at both sides. And yes, I think it's really important to have this kind of filter because you do see injustices happening at the sheriff's level, but then also it does change, I think, policing. It has an effect on the police and how they enforce the laws. Maybe they do more de-escalation. I see this happening with BART. It really does improve how we have.
Time is up.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, question number 8. We will be starting with candidate Marfatia. What is the Board of Supervisors doing to support healthcare services in the county, and what new efforts might be initiated?
So I think we need to ensure that the Alameda health system does not break down by overloading the debt that has come in through initiatives like St. Rose, just saving one hospital in one city. So I think we need to do a lot more. We need to have nonprofit partnerships. We need to ensure that these measures, the hospital systems, folks under Medi-Cal, our refugees, our immigrant communities are protected. And we need to ensure that we are able to balance a budget and extend the services for our immigrants, for our citizens, for our residents. So this can happen through data and through technology, right? If we know what's happening, where every dollar is going, we have transparency in the budgets. I think we can allocate every dollar wisely and ensure that the services are not disrupted. We are not unduly impacted by the upcoming cuts because we are not able to balance the budget and we are able to do more for our residents within the county.
Time is up.
Yeah.
Candidate Ames, what is the Board of Supervisors doing to support healthcare services in the county, and what new efforts might be initiated?
I think the supervisors are in, they're really being challenged right now with the pending cuts that are looming. There's legislation that gets approved where there is no funding source. And so this is very frustrating as an elected official. So I can sympathize with the supervisors, but what I would do, because there's cuts looming in healthcare, is I would really re-examine how to provide healthcare at the basic level to improve the safety net services. So I would deploy mobile units with EMT services. This would be a mobile unit that has a doctor. They have basically it's like a medical office, and and then EMT can also support this so that people don't need to go into a hospital, into an ER visit, which is basically $3,500 a visit at least. This to me, combined with food deliveries, mobile units deployed, it's almost like the Red Cross. And this way, we would we would basically serve the most needy, the people that
Okay,
need the most.
time is up.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Candidate Marquez, question. What is the Board of Supervisors doing to support healthcare services in the county, and what new efforts might be initiated?
Yeah, I think it's really about leveraging outside dollars. This is why Saving St. Rose Hospital, that the affiliation with the Alameda Health System, maintaining it as an independent hospital was critical in order to secure federal funding from SB 1100. St. Rose Hospital and Children's Hospital, the only trauma hospital in the area, are the only two hospitals that can draw down those dollars. As I mentioned, strengthening the relationship with Stanford Health, it is imperative that we keep every hospital open. St. Rose does not just serve Hayward residents, it serves the surrounding communities. If it were to close, Washington Health Hospital emergency room would be impacted, Eden Health, Kaiser and San Leandro. So we have to maintain the entire healthcare ecosystem. And I've been able to secure funding from philanthropy as well as Stanford to maintain these hospital systems. We are also in the process of redesigning our EMS system so that way we can focus more on intervention, prevention, and getting people the right care that they need. Not everyone needs to be taken to the emergency room.
Thank you. Okay, on to our next question. We'll be starting with candidate Ames for question number 9. As the primary local governance for the unincorporated communities, how will you ensure their needs and interests are a priority for the county?
Those are the unincorporated areas. So I am very passionate about unincorporated areas. I really want to preserve our watersheds. I know there's a lot of ranchers out there, not only the ranchers, but there's homes. And I am concerned about unincorporated areas, which is why, and part of my public safety platform, is I'd like to get apprenticeship programs enhanced to help with wildfire prevention. And this is also in turn restoring our watershed. So water is a huge issue where, if there's a fire, there's going to be contamination going into the watershed, and that percolates into the groundwater. And this is our water supply. So I would be focusing more on the environment when it comes to the unincorporated areas, and making sure that we can actually prevent and basically provide infrastructure to reduce wildfire risk. This is the top concern that I have.
Thank you. Candidate Marquez, same question. As the primary local governance for the unincorporated communities, how will you ensure their needs and interests are a priority for the county?
The county is investing significant funding through Measure W for affordable housing, also expanding services in unincorporated. If you were to add up all the unincorporated communities, it would be the 4th largest city in the county. So I definitely think we are moving in the right direction with the MAC boards and hearing input from those community members. But as a supervisor, we have to look at the overall well-being of the entire county, and we have to make sure that unincorporated areas are resources, they have the appropriate infrastructure. We've been making significant progress through public work projects. Every year we get updates on how many roads we're paving, sidewalks, and also addressing climate issues in unincorporated part of the county. So we are making great progress, but we can also do more. And my office has always been open and receptive. I meet with anyone, no matter whether or not they live in my district. So we take lots of meetings with unincorporated part of the county. I also felt our responsibility responsibility as the Board of Supervisors to strengthen tenant protections, which I've done.
Thank you. Okay, candidate Marfatea,
Thank
as the primary local governance for the unincorporated communities, how will you ensure that their needs and interests are a priority for the county?
Thank you for the question. So I think it comes down to the grassroots connects. I've attended the MAC meetings, and that's how I came to know what are the issues that matter the most for our unincorporated neighborhoods, whether it is the flock safety cameras or whether it is environmental issues, public safety, unhoused crisis, homelessness, the number of people on the streets. So it comes down to grassroots connects. It comes down to attending these meetings, hearing from people, and acting on it and making commonsensical decisions which are in the best interest of the unincorporated community, which is what I'll do. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, on to question number 10. Candidate Marquez, you will be answering this one first. The question is, homelessness is an ongoing issue in the county. What efforts to address homelessness has the board taken, and what new efforts should be considered?
So I'm very proud to say that I've participated in all 4 countywide point-in-time counts. I did this last one in January. That means getting up at 4 in the morning, doing a visual count as well as surveys on our unsheltered community members. That's how I've been able to speak to them in their own environment and hear firsthand the struggles that they're dealing with. Our last point-in-time count, our numbers went down. We are expecting an update in the upcoming weeks, and I'm confident because of the investments we made in launching the Home Together plan that we will continue to see more and more people being housed. We also received information that in fiscal year 24-25, it was the first time ever we were able to house more people than entered into the system. I've said this publicly and I'll say it again. If you care about homelessness, you need to talk to every city in the county because they control.
I think the time is up. I do apologize. Our timer had a glitch, but I did monitor where it last. Thank you so much.
35 seconds though.
Yeah, my internet's been
Okay.
freezing. I'm at the grandkids'
Okay.
house, so I'm
Sorry.
sorry.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, candidate. We always have to be on our toes with these things. Question for candidate Marfatea. Homelessness is an ongoing issue in the county. What efforts to address homelessness has the board taken, and what new efforts should be considered?
It's been too slow. We have collected almost $800 million, but the deployment of those funds has been painfully slow and very, very bureaucratic, right? We are at about 15 cents to a dollar over 5 years. And we have about close to 10,000 people homeless, unhoused within the county, if I remember the numbers correctly. And that's insane. So a lot more needs to be done. We need to deploy these dollars effectively, dole that money out, have the partnerships, ensure that the institutions that work with us or that should be working with us are funded and are able to work with us in curing this crisis. That is what I'm going to bring in and ensure that every dollar which is spent, data driven, right, technology being utilized, the right nonprofit partnerships, and the right funds for the right institution is going to be my top priority. So ensuring that Measure W dollars are spent well and transparently.
Thank you. Thank you. Candidate Ames, homelessness, an ongoing issue in the county. What efforts to address homelessness has the board taken, and what efforts should be considered? New efforts.
Thank you. Yeah. So I have a problem with the county's strategy on this, just because they're focusing on like permanent housing, and there's not enough money to help to basically solve the problem. So in 10 years, we went from like 4,000 unhoused people to, I guess it's about 10,000. So it's been increasing, and Measure W funds is very limited. It's very expensive to build housing. So we need about 2,200 or 2,250 shelters. To operate the shelter, it takes about 150 million or so. And that's pretty much the money we have left with Measure W for the next 5 years. So we really need to do the shelters instead, not think about permanent housing, get people out of the camps into some kind of a housing situation, even if it's a shelter, and then go from there. But this Cal Matters even wrote an article on this, that the cities and counties are not focusing on the immediate needs. So this is a statewide problem. Thank you.
Thank you. On to question number 11. This is another one I'll just say one time and won't repeat it. It's a quick and easy one. What is the number? I'm sorry, we are starting with candidate Marfatea. What is the number one factor that led you to run for this office?
So I believe in participating and solving problems rather than cribbing about them. So when I see the situation around us, wherein the five board of supervisors manage about $5 billion of budget, and still we are not able to, we have an affordability crisis, we have a homelessness crisis, we have hospital systems breaking down, the response of emergency is bad, the grand jury sightings for the board of supervisors has been, that needs a lot of improvement areas. So I mean, all around there are areas which need a lot of improvement. So I believe in stepping up. I've always, like I mentioned, used technology to solve problems, and I thought that jumping into this particular role would allow me to help the society, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm running, because the status quo is clearly not working, right? And we need change, and that's what I'm bringing to the table.
Thank you. Okay, candidate Ames, why are you running for this office?
Another good question. Okay. Yeah, I do think that the county is in a state of decline. I see this on BART. There's so much poverty and there's not enough jobs. We don't have middle class housing. So I fought for this kind of land use, fight for middle class housing, missing middle. Nobody was bringing this up 8 years ago. Now it's being talked about, thank God. But there's so many issues related to improving safety, reducing organized crime, protecting our watersheds, provide a job housing balance. That was a big push I had for at least over 10 years. And now I'm looking at creating jobs in the county, because we can do housing, but the jobs is really going to lift people out of the safety net or prevent them from going into the safety net. So this is, to me, I think we have the have and the have-nots, and I want to get back to a normal society where we don't have this poverty, we don't have these financial crises. And I think I'm the person to solve these problems.
Thank you. Candidate Marquez, the same question.
So I want to do this job because I've been doing an excellent job at it, and my track record speaks for it. I have the results to prove it. And it's really just being a public servant and being dedicated to my community and wanting to do everything possible to improve positive outcomes for everyone that resides in this county. I've demonstrated my ability to work well with others and to move the needle when it comes to affordable housing, with protecting our immigrants and refugees, with adopting ordinances as the ICE-free zone, saying no to having a detention center at a federal prison in Dublin, investing in our young people, improving outcomes at juvenile hall as well as Santa Rita jail. So giving people hope and opportunity so that they can be reintegrated into the community, which does address public safety. I've been a champion for public safety. We've also expanded our Office of Emergency Services by adding 13 positions, and we are not done. We're dealing with food insecurity. The county is really the backbone of the safety net, and I want to continue to advance that work.
Thank you. Okay, our final question, number 12. We're going to start with candidate Ames on this one. The Alameda County Board of Supervisors works with many agencies and elected bodies. How would you collaborate with these partners to advance improvements to our county?
Thank you. Again, I have been meeting with housing and community development at the state level for many years now, and I think they've made tremendous improvements. Trying to provide incentives. They provided a prefabricated ADU concept that now cities are, I think the county just adopted this. I would like to work with housing and community development to do the missing middle housing and more incentives to build affordable housing. We don't have enough funding to build this type of housing we're talking about. The other area of focus would be to try to promote prefabricated building materials. As an engineer, I mean, building materials is a big cost to construction. So we got to lower the cost of construction. So I'm interested in meeting with the building trades and trying to facilitate that work to get housing costs down. The other piece I don't think the county is really doing at all is just focusing on job growth. There's a very low budget for economic development. I think it's a few $1 million. This needs to be very robust so the county can provide incentive
Thank you.
programs for
The time is
employers.
up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Candidate Marquez, Alameda County Board of Supervisors works with many elected agencies, elected bodies. How would you collaborate with these partners to advance improvements to our county?
Yeah, so even before being in this role, I served on several regional bodies, East Bay Community Energy, which is now Ava Community Energy. They provide your electricity in Alameda County, except for the city of Alameda. I was also on the Mosquito Abatement District. So every body that I've served on, I've been able to expand the JPA membership. I was also a member of HASPA. I was instrumental in getting the Mosquito Abatement District to join HASPA so we could address sea level rise in Alameda County. So I have a track record of working with many stakeholders on a regional level. And to go back to my point earlier, within my district too, I convene regular meetings with the mayor, city manager, elected officials, and CBOs within each city to understand exactly what they're dealing with. And I do believe in an all hands approach. I don't think every city has to adopt the same policies, but it's time for all of us to do our part. No one can sit on the sidelines. We're going to tackle food insecurity and the number of our unsheltered community members if we continue to work collectively on a regional level with coordination, which focuses on prevention.
Thank you. Okay. Candidate Marfatea, the Alameda County Board of Supervisors works with many agencies and elected bodies. How would you collaborate with these partners to advance improvements to our county?
No, my focus would be interagency coordination, ensuring that there are the right kind of public-private partnerships with nonprofits. I plan to consider and extend Supervisor Vaye's funding of the right nonprofits. I've seen firsthand how certain nonprofits which he supported have been left out. So ensuring that there is the right amount of interagency coordination, the right kind of public-private partnerships, support of nonprofits, and outcome-driven efficiency, being results-oriented is what matters the most and is the need of the hour, is what I'm going to focus on. Also soliciting participation from the citizens, right? So I myself applied to the Workforce Development Board, but our technology systems, I mean, if you go online after 1.5 years, it's still pending, right? The county systems, you scroll down and the bottom states copyright 2021. So we have not updated our systems for the last 5 years, or we haven't cared on those finer nuances. So this is what
Thank you.
matters the most, and that is what
Time
I'm
is
going
up.
to focus on. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we will move on where our candidates will make a 2-minute closing statement. At this point, will remind all the candidates that you have all agreed in participating in this forum tonight to follow all of our ground rules. So we're going to start with candidate Ames. 2 minutes, please, to give your closing statement. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I have a long track record of tackling very difficult problems. I did this with BART. BART had so much crime. It was dirty. It was not reliable. Now our customer service rating went from, before I was elected, at 56%. Now it's at 90%. And it really was a long road to get there. I focused on this is what I would do with the county. I would reduce the maintenance backlog. We didn't talk about that, but the backlog for the county is $800 million for 5 years. They should have a 15-year maintenance plan to address the maintenance backlog. The maintenance backlog is projects that are not actually, they're not getting maintained properly. So it's going to cost more to repair, more to rebuild. I would propose county workforce incentive programs, like I had mentioned. I would propose a job housing balance, more jobs equal to the housing that's being built. Again, focus on public safety. We have organized crime. This is a huge problem in our community, and it's multiple counties. So we need to get a task force at the state level to make this happen. So again, I would focus. The other thing, most importantly, not most importantly, but a critical piece is financial management. I would audit all the departments that are critical, that need to be reduced in cost, and to take that funding and move it into other areas that are in need. So these are mobile deploy units. and not so much focusing on seeking funding for hospitals, or of course we need funding for hospitals, but this is trying to make our agency efficient and effective and responsive. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, candidate Marfatea, your 2-minute closing statement.
So my campaign is focused on safe neighborhoods, real solutions, honest and transparent government. As the saying goes, I mean, if you keep doing the same stuff, how can you expect different results? I'm not a career politician. I'm the only one who is a political outsider in this candidate forum. So if you don't bring in someone new with new ideas and someone who has a demonstrated track record of operations and getting things done, how would things change? Right? You got to do something new to get new results. So for public safety, what I'm going to push for is faster county crisis response, better treatment and diversion pathways for homelessness. Like I mentioned, I'm going to have prevention first support for families at risk and more permanent exits for homelessness. For transparency and accountability, I come down from an IT background. I'm educated on AI. I'm educated on technology. Our county systems are dated. Things go in a black hole. You can't even get a response when you submit an application to be on the Workforce Development Board. So I'm going to push for quarterly district reports. I'm going to push for public scorecards for county funded providers. And lastly, economic security and the future of work. So I'm going to push for faster county response when the layoffs hit. I'm going to bring in more jobs. I have cross-skilled and upskilled people who have been delivering pizzas and cutting grass and deployed them into technology. So I'm going to provide the workforce training tied to real jobs and AI skills. And I'm going to advocate for responsible AI standards in county government. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate Marquez, your 2-minute closing statement.
Thank you for the opportunity. So I'm going to continue to be a champion for healthcare access. As I mentioned, our safety net is hemorrhaging right now. So that is the number one priority, to ensure every resident that relies on the county services continue to have access to them. People need to have access to food, to employment, to transportation. It is our responsibility in the county that we're meeting those basic needs. I will also leverage my relationships throughout the region, my strong support from labor, from workforce, the employees with the Alameda County, local mayors, council members, CBOs, grassroots organizations, faith leaders. It's going to take all of us, all hands on deck, to get through the next couple of years of this administration. And I've proven time and time again that I have the answers and the solutions to build consensus and to lead in this space by saving the hospital, by starting the work to institute an Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs, by investing in our young people, improving outcomes at Santa Rita Jail, and dealing with social justice issues that have been plaguing our county for decades. I will continue to be a champion in this space. My team is open and accessible. We touch every stretch of our district, and we want to continue to serve. So with your support, I am number one on the ballot, and I'd be honored to earn your vote so we can continue to uplift the entire county as we've done in the last 3 years. Our work isn't done. We are just getting started. And I have the stamina and focus to continue to protect everyone and their well-being in this community. This is what it's about. It's about lessening the harm, saving lives, and making sure that people can feel safe, a sense of belonging, and thrive in our county. I feel that that is my role. That's what I've been championing. I've also been championing strong, good governance. I know there's more work to be done, and I am committed to doing that work. So thank you again for the opportunity to be here tonight.
Thank you. I'd like to take this time to thank our 3 candidates for being with us tonight. This is invaluable to our community for us to see the response to your questions and get a sense of who you each are. So thank you so much. So in conclusion, we know some of you of our attendees have not had the opportunity to have your particular questions answered. The screeners combined similar questions of general interest to the audience in the limited time we had. We've gone a minute or two over. We hope that you will contact the candidates directly for additional information. Your local leagues also participate in Vote 411. It's an online collection of candidates' information. We encourage you to view the candidates' information there. If you have moved or changed your name or wish to change your party affiliation since you last registered, our attendees, you will need to re-register. Online voter registration is available at the Secretary of State's website, sos.ca.gov. It's secure and easy. The deadline to register to vote online is 15 days before the election scheduled for June 2nd. Voters may also register to vote on Election Day and vote provisionally. Ballots will begin to be mailed out very soon. Actually, they already have gone out. You can vote in person, by mail, or place your ballot at an official Alameda County ballot drop box. Whatever you choose, please remember to cast your ballot on or before Election Day, June 2nd, 2026. Thank you to the candidates again for participating this evening. Thank you for taking the time to become an educated voter for those in our audience. We also have had many volunteers participating tonight and want to thank them for all of the time that they've put into this. We welcome any of you to join the League of Women Voters in doing the hands-on work to empower voters and defend democracy. Please vote on June 2nd. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
Thank you.